Welcome back to A Toda Madre. It's your boy Rod Lus, and we have Scorpio in the building
Yo,
for week two.
finally.
I know we're being consistent. Let's see how this consistency keeps going.
Yeah.
I do have a little fun topic today that I wanted to touch on. It's from it's like an old episode from my original podcast, and I
Um,
understand that you said that you don't watch a lot of sports,
yeah.
but I'm gonna let's have fun with it, right? Because I know that even if you don't watch a lot of sports, you might have some memories of a specific sport that happened to you that you have it in your head and it's rent free. It can be boxing, MMA, WWE, as long as it's something sports related and you just can't get it out. Like there's times where you're like, you know what? I need to see that clip again. Or you just have it in your head and you're like, man, those brings up good memories of that specific day. So, Scorpio,
Yeah.
anything that is not boxing. Let's see.
Mm,
Let's start there. Let's start. Let me pick your brain. And then
honestly,
it
the
could happen
only
when you're like 8, and it could happen right now that you're 21.
honestly, I can't think of anything. I mean, other than like, because I don't want to use like an MMA example because it's basically, I mean, I guess.
Well, well, I'll say this. Don't bring out some bullshit like Sean Strickland with that fool, because I don't think that's a memorable fight. But if you're gonna bring up something from like the past, like Anderson Silva and getting knocked out by Chris Rocco, was it Chris Rocco? No, it
Yeah,
wasn't. Weidman, Chris Weidman.
yeah,
Like if it's something like that, okay, yes, I understand. That's why I said not boxing because I know that that's your thing.
yeah.
But if it's MMA, WWE, uh,
Honestly,
freaking Tony Hawk, the pro skating.
yeah. One of my favorite like sports moments of all time would have to be Conor McGregor knocking out Jose Aldo.
Really, even if it was just 30 seconds.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite. Like to me, it was just such a beautiful combination and so like picture perfect, and
Dang.
just how he goes down with one punch and that's all he needs. I think that's like about as perfect as that fight could have gone.
Hey, let me ask you something. Can you hear that little sound in the background? Like, zzz, zzz? Can you hear that?
No,
Okay, we're good. It's my washer that's going. It's funny because that fight, I remember it was like such a big deal, like it was like Mayweather de la Hoya in my time, or de la Hoya Trinidad when I was a child.
yeah,
Canelo Triple G. Like it was talked about. And for that shit to end like in 30 seconds, I'm like, no mames. Like get out of here. ¿Cómo se llama? I remember that fight. I do remember that fight. I don't think that's on my rent free because it happened so quick. Like for me, it's not a specific memory that I talk about a lot.
yeah.
Were you eating carne asada or anything like it was just like a random Saturday that you're like, oh, it's
It's a
UFC.
random day, honestly. It's just for me that like because he was probably the first MMA fighter I started to get into too. That's the thing. It has more to do with McGregor himself. I was a big fan of him when I was
Yeah,
younger.
because I think that fight happened like in 2013 or 14, which puts you at like 14 around there, right?
Fuck no, I would have been like 10.
And 10 it is. It's funny. One of my favorite moments and I would say it's because of the atmosphere. It was and I'm cheating because I took away boxing for you, but I'm gonna use a boxing De La Hoya versus Vargas. And that's because
Uh,
everyone in the room was a Vargas fan. Like
uh-huh.
they hated De La Hoya. And I was at that time, I think I'm like 11 years old, 10 years old. But it was just the environment. Like they ran a pay-per-view. There was carne asada, there was pizza. I'm a
Yeah.
kid. I don't know what the fuck's going on because I don't give a fuck about boxing at that time. So it was such a memorable atmosphere for me, which I don't even remember the fucking fight to be honest. So is it a rent free? Not really, because it's not a sports one. It's just the moment that it took place in.
Yeah.
I will say this for me, one of my favorite memories it has to be would you consider motocross a sport?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I was 12. Yeah, I believe this was what's it called? The X Games, and it was motocross. And for me, it was like something that I hadn't seen, right? Because everybody talks about the first backflip, the first front flip, and all that. But
Yeah.
for me, it was when that foot jumped off his motocross, or what it's a dirt bike, his dirt bike,
Dirt
right?
bike.
Up in the air, and this foot fucking spins like the bike, and he spins like all around like a full 360, and then he grabs onto the bike and he lands it. At that time, that was never seen, and I was like, holy dang, like wow. Like, that was that and that still lives rent free in my head because I'm like, I was such a young kid until this day. I still remember, like, yes, I've seen better stuff, but when you see it on YouTube or from old videos on reels and all that, yes, it's cool, but nothing beats that one moment when you watch it live.
Yeah.
And I was not live in person. I'm just talking live on TV.
Yeah.
Just put it up. Just put it up. Now, again, I know you're a boxing guy. I'm not gonna touch the boxing with you until like the very, very end, because I know that you're probably gonna have a lot of new memories and a lot of old memories from boxing.
I definitely have more for boxing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna go down the list. We're gonna go down the list.
Another MMA one would probably have to be. This one's more recent. Alex and Israel Adesanya, the first fight.
Oh, okay, the knockout.
Yeah, the first time the first fight in the UFC, getting the stoppage at the end. I thought that was a crazy fight due to their background, obviously, like their history of fighting so many times. I thought that was really.
It was an end of an era because that's when Easy started losing.
Yeah,
I know. Well, he beat him again, right? He beat him again.
Yeah, he beat him one more time, or for the first time, for the only time he beat him. Right after.
And he did say, "I'm petty as fuck," and I think that was his downfall for being so petty. I'm like, how are you gonna do Daryl? How are you gonna talk shit to the guy's son when that fool already fucked you up like 3 times in kickboxing, and then he fucked you up in UFC where you dominated for like 19 fights, I think it was.
Yeah, I think that's the craziest part about it too, is that Alex wasn't an MMA fighter. He has the kickboxing background, but that's it. He's not a wrestler. He's not a jiu-jitsu guy, and he went in there and just fucking did what he does.
Until this day, he's still doing what he's doing.
Exactly.
Which if he wins, if he beats Cyril Gane, I don't know if it's for the title because I don't think this was retired. Masvidal.
No, I don't. Not yet. I don't think so.
If he I don't think it's for the belt, but I wish it was for the belt.
It might be for the interim.
It would be for the interim, but I don't really count interims as champions unless they get elevated. But if he were to win and he does it better than what John Jones did, I'm like, damn.
I think honestly, if he could make even a semi-successful run at heavyweight, he's probably up there with being the greatest in MMA.
Yes. I mean, people can call us, that's recency biasm, but I'm like, dude, the fool has been, and I think it's like 9 title fights.
Yeah. I think he had like something like only like 3 or 4 normal fights, and then the rest of his fights have been all title fights after that.
Yes. Okay, look, the first easy fight, that's a title fight, and he wins it, right?
Yeah.
Then the second fight is against Easy, I think, for the belt. He loses, but that's still a title fight.
Yeah.
Then he picks up the other belt. And then I think he defends it like 3 or 4 times before he loses against Ankalaev. He wins it back. That's a title fight again. So, yeah, this fool has done like 8 title or 9 title fights. That's why when I say I don't give a shit what people say, I'm like, Alex Pereira has done a lot more than fucking, what's the stupid ass wrestling stupid Muhammad? Khabib? Yeah, there you go, Khabib. He's done more than Khabib for UFC.
Yeah, I could see that. And he's also just a way more entertaining fighter too.
Look. Okay, I'm gonna give you in the aspect of a UFC fan. I'm not a fanatic. I love me a striking game. I love me some ground and pound. I hate the submission artists. I hate the grapplers. But there are some people out there that will say grappling is part of UFC. So what we might consider boring or not entertaining, those fans will consider that entertaining.
I've always questioned those people because they'll watch a fight and it'll be like a 5-minute round of just hugging on the floor, no punches, no submission attempts, no nothing, just playing with each other's hands and shit like that,
Yes.
and call that entertaining. I can't. I don't know.
The worst part for me is when they talk shit on a boxer like Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, saying that pure boxing is boring, but yeah, then they praise grappling, that they're not even submitting the guy in 30 seconds or whatever it is, or and that's what I hate when they're like, well, didn't he finish the guy? I'm like, he's hugging him for 4 minutes. That's entertaining. I call them man humping, right? Because like, how do you get that from that? I'm like, two guys on booty shorts. They're probably wearing thongs or maybe nothing underneath.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, it's nasty what I'm saying, but it's like, come on, bro. You go straight for the takedown.
Yeah. So I've never, I don't know, I've never been entertained by that. Like, it's cool every once in a while to see like some wrestling, like somebody pick somebody up and slam them or whatever, or even just good wrestling. Like a good solid takedown or a leg sweep or something, and then ground and pound shit like that. That's fine.
Simon, exactly. And that's what I'm in favor of. Like, I don't mind that you're gonna take them down. Like, if you guys are punching, boom, 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 and then you go for the takedown and you start with your hitting and all that, like, cool, because there's action, there's punching, there's punching. But when you want to go for a submission and it takes you 4 minutes every single round, I'm like, that's not entertaining me. I'm sorry. And that, in a way, is a negative rent free. So, as soon as I think of, let's say, Khabib, I think of wrestling and takedowns and submission that is boring. Or if I think of the other wannabe Khabib 2.0, same shit in my fucking head. If I think of Khabib 3.0, the one that just lost, another fucking man humper. Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's a negative rent free. That makes me go on a rant.
Yeah. I understand. It's one of the most annoying things, I think, in MMA. Because, I mean, there's no point of just only going for submissions and only taking down and only, like, there's people that host jiu-jitsu matches for that, or go wrestle in an actual wrestling match and do it there,
Yeah, no, I see. So like, I agree with the Alex thing. When it happened with Easy, I was like, damn. And so far he's been showing up. I was gonna tell you again. I know that you don't watch baseball, but when you were young with your homies and all that did watch baseball, did you ever get to experience something where you're like, damn, that was cool, God, cool that I got to see this in person?
Nah.
Oh, okay. So baseball, afuera.
Yeah.
I would say mine for baseball, it has to be when I was there live at the Angels games.
Mm-hmm.
That I tested a theory. This is not even for the game. It just lives rent free in my head. I pounded 2 cervezas, de las caguamas, las big ones, in the parking lot. I went all the way to the top from the nosebleeds and bought myself like 3 more beers. And I was drunk from inning 1 to inning 9. That's usually like 3 hours of games. I was buzzing the whole time. I see like buzz. As soon as I walked down, the buzz was gone because I was never drunk. It was the altitude, the oxygen.
Damn.
So I was talking to people. They're like, no, you're crazy, this, and that. So I tested my theory. I bought home run tickets, which is on the lower level. I did the same exact thing. And for 3 hours, I got sunburned because I felt sun every single minute, and I can never get buzzed because it was not on the altitude. So in a way, it lives rent free for a different reasoning again, not for the sport. All right, let's go to NBA. Did you watch something where you're like, I'm happy I got to see that in person, or así en la tele, pues?
See, honestly, not really. Like, I mean, at one point I did try to get into watching basketball because it's something like basketball is one of my favorite sports to play. So I've always been interested in it, but I tried to watch a couple games and it's just so boring to me. I just
Yeah.
can't.
Especially this era that just does 3 pointers and all that. Like there's no physical demand or anything like that. So that's why me in a way I stopped watching about 50%, maybe even 70. Like I slowly am getting out of basketball and slowly joining the NHL because I've been noticing more of the aggression, more physical, and more of that. And I like that. That's the whole point for me. I'm like, I want to see physicality, not some bullshit. I slept you in the hand, foul.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing I don't like about basketball is how bitchy they are. Like how much they'll cry about anything, and then like I know it's the same thing in soccer too, or football, whatever you want to call it. But they'll cry about getting like scraped or touched, even like you know
And well, when you're saying football, are you talking about the NFL or soccer?
soccer.
All right. There's how can I explain it when it comes down to that? They're not crying because they were scratched or something. It's called a flake. ¿Cómo te puedo decir? They're acting to get the foul.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that.
Yes. So it's muy different. More like because you there, if you actually watch like 90 minutes of the game, there'll be a lot of contact until they like some of them don't even get called. So that's why they start doing it. You can kind of say the same for basketball, but in basketball, like there's no sweeping, there's no kicking, like
Yeah.
no accidental headbutts or anything like that, and that's where it gets kind of boring because that doesn't exist anymore. While soccer still does has that, like it still has those accidental hits, those well, it's not accidental elbow, right? Unless you're going up. Pero
Yeah.
si hay muchas cositas así where you're like, ooh, that's a nasty foul. Oh, that's not a foul. Oh, it is a foul. That will fucking hit him and shit. Yo, for basketball, it would have to be when the Spurs were champions. That lives always rent free. They were 5 times champions, but I do remember the 2000. What was it? 99, 2001? No, 2001 was with the Lakers. Oh, 2004. I think it was 2004 then.
2004.
See, I'm getting old that I can't remember the fucking years. But I was basically in junior high, so that's when I would keep up a lot with it. And because they were my team, it lives rent free. That I remember that moment. They were champions. I was all happy. I got to show off at school. Fuck you all and all that because it's your team.
Yeah.
Now, basketball's gone. Baseball's gone. This one, maybe I feel like you probably watched a game or two. NFL.
Yeah, I've watched a couple different like games of that. Specifically the Super Bowl. Like I've watched a few of those, and I guess you can say that's like a free memory. Like because I would get like the whole family together and everything and just watch it. But that's more for the fact of like getting together and like watching it all together.
All right, so on the couple of the ¿cómo se llama? The Super Bowl. Which Super Bowl is the one that you que te gustó más?
Oh, I think it was I even bought the Pepsi bottles for these ones. For this one. I think it was the 2021 or some shit. Let me see. No, 2022. It was when it was in LA.
The Bengals versus Rams?
Yeah.
And because you technically would be a Rams fan in a way because they're from California. I'm pretty sure you were go Rams.
Yeah, honestly. But that wasn't because like that was just because they were, I guess, like home state.
Yeah. And that Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem were in that halftime show, if I recall.
I think so. I think it was something like that.
They won. Yes, it was that one.
Yeah.
Were you bumping that shit like hell yeah, or are you already too drunk for the second half?
No, honestly, I wasn't even drunk that day.
Oh shit!
For some reason.
You know what's funny that Super Bowl, I don't have a lot of memories from that Super Bowl because I thought it was a kind of a boring-ish game. So like, I think the only thing I can remember the most was Snoop Dogg's clothes. That it was like a bandana.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like that game was like, whatever, but it was more about just, I guess, spending time with family, just chilling.
Simón. Yeah. Como lo que dije yo con lo de la boxing thing.
Mm.
Yeah, no, for me, when the Eagles won it, that's my team again, but not the one that just passed, the one from 2018.
Uh-huh.
2018? Yeah, or 2018. Este, ¿cómo se llama? The whole freaking Nick Foles, that whole playoff run because he was a second string quarterback and the quarterback got injured like a week before the playoffs or like 2 weeks before the playoffs. So the second string had to do it and he ran it all the way into the Super Bowl and they beat Tom Brady with the Patriots and by doing a trick play and everything. Like it was fucking great. I was like, hell yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah, that lives like red memory. Other than like plays, like the big catch, the lucky catch, all that, that's different. But that moment, I always show it off. Nick Foles, like, oh, Nick Foles. In reality, that fool never made it, and he only has a Super Bowl ring, and that's it, MVP. He sucked everything else. Like he was not good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just has that run.
I guess like every dog has their day.
Every dog has their day. It's like I was gonna say like Delfimo when he beat Loma, but then he beat Josh Taylor. So like you can say like I guess Pitbull that he looked good against Tank. He knocks out fucking Rolly for the belt, and then he loses a sequence fight, and then he doesn't look good at all from there on.
Yeah. Like
It would be almost identical to that.
Damn. That's got to be rough.
Yeah, even though Pitbull still gets talked about and he has good fights, like even if he doesn't look good, he still has good fights. Like you'll be like, I'll watch his fight because I know I'm gonna be entertained.
Yeah, well, he's an entertaining fighter.
Yeah. He is. Now
A little stupid, but entertaining.
That was my NFL memory from always showing it off. Obviously, también cuando quedó champions just recently, the Eagles. It's a little bit different, but the other one is the one that I love the most. That one for sure.
Yeah.
How about soccer? The World Cup's coming up, so I don't know if you ever watched the World Cup finals.
No, honestly,
No.
never. With soccer, the same thing. Just consistent running across the field. Like I love playing it myself, but I could never watch it. It just gets too boring in between the interesting parts. I think that's what it really is.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. I'm gonna show you two images. Let me look it up. I'm gonna show you two images for me that live rent free. Obviously, I was gonna say again the freaking ¿cómo te diré? I was gonna say again, cuando quedó mi team campeón, but that's just kind of stupid. But I mean, I was drunk. I ain't gonna fucking lie. I got really fucking drunk. It's like for my team, when my team were champions.
Yeah.
Like, but this one of them. Fuck. Are you not okay? So one of them is actually right here, right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they are playing. He's playing on their rivals, like their main rivals, home turf. The score's 2-2. Score's 2-2. The ref signals, 2 minutes left for the game to end. That's like extra time for injuries or anything like that. It's about a minute. It's about 30 seconds into those 2 minutes. Someone grabs the ball. They run it up the field. They give it to him. He scores in the last 30 seconds to win the game. Takes off his jersey and he shows it to Real Madrid's fans, which are the home team, right?
Yeah.
Like that. And instead of people throwing bottles and all that, people start clapping.
Damn. That's gotta be a moment to feel right there. Could you imagine that?
Fuck yeah. And this one is the other one. Okay. So he was young right there, right?
Uh-huh.
That's when he was young. Look at the score. 5-0.
Uh-huh.
That's Barcelona. He's with Barcelona. To me, that is more rent-free than this one, right? Uh-huh. This one's iconic, though. Everybody talks about this one because of what happened. This one, to me, is more rent-free because he just scored 5 goals. They're subbing him. He scored 5 goals, and he's walking off looking like that. Looking at the scoreboard.
So wait, he scored all those? He scored all
No,
five?
he was I think he assisted 3 and scored
Oh,
1.
okay.
But he was like the guy of the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Y cómo se llama? So when I saw that, I got to live both moments. The one, the picture that I just showed you, and this one, both moments, and it was iconic, especially doing it to their arch rivals, to their rival teams. For this one to get applaud, that's like out of respect. And this one, when he did it when he was young, and they're like, "Oh shit, that's gonna be the future of this team." And I think he played there for about 15, 16 years.
Fuck.
He drove that team to a lot of championships, and those 2 moments in my head, nomás la hago así, I'm like, damn, that feels good. And then of course after that, I don't have really too many hockey moments other when the Ducks were champions. I was like 17, I think 16. When Angels were champions in baseball. That's it. But that's it's just that when it comes to like baseball and hockey, because there's so many teams, I only watch my team. For instance, this is a big team. So when you watched it, you would watch a team. You're like, it would be like the Lakers. Like, oh, let's watch Barcelona. And like, so you would watch them like unless you're like a hardcore motherfucker that you don't like, nah, fuck my rivals. I'm not gonna watch them. So that would be the difference. But other than that, like, yeah, you can watch them because you know that's a big team.
Yeah.
Yeah, for hockey and that, I'm like, because there are too many teams, like, I just watch my team. So I might miss a lot of moments. I know that one of my favorite ones for the Angels was when I forgot his name when there's a pitcher that passed away. He passed away. His mom came into the field. She threw a perfect pitch. I out of respect. And then on the first pitch, Mike Trout does a home run. On the very first pitch. And it was literally that ball went directly where his number was at, the guy who passed away. And it's like if it was like it's for you.
Damn.
And everybody put their jerseys with his number on the mound to basically close out the show. That was a beautiful, sad moment that kind of does live rent free in my head. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, that's beautiful and touching.
Yeah.
But because of those moments, it wasn't like something spectacular. It's just I got to see it and it just sucked. I mean, it sucked that happened to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. WWE. Do you have anything in WWE?
I don't have anything like specific. Well,
You're gonna say Mankind.
no, I just honestly like I feel like rent free in my head with WWE would have to come down just to the characters, like just to the people, not really a specific match. Like Rey Mysterio, he lives like rent free in my head. Is anything like his little fucking what was it called? The 619?
619.
Like that shit lives rent free in my head. Just seeing him do that, like to anybody and everybody. Didn't he do it to the Big Show? I think that was one of the times where
I think he did it to everyone. I don't think there's not one. Oh, Triple H. I don't think he did it to Triple H because they never wrestled.
Yeah. But
So,
I think that would probably be my favorite. I'm pretty sure he did it to Big Show one time, and that was like a what the fuck moment because it's a little tiny guy with a huge ass.
well, fucking Undertaker said that when he wrestled him, he used to have basically a move where he does a 619. And before, I don't know what era you saw Rey Mysterio, but back in my era, he would do like it was called a West Coast Pop. So he does a 619 and then he jumps off the rope and then he grabs the guy and he flips him, like a tombstone in a way. Or if they're too big, he just jumps on them and he just lays down the guys como gana. So for Undertaker, it was this, right? All the way down. Not going to be able to flip him. He broke Undertaker's nose because he said that his ass landed on his nose and that he had such a bony ass that it literally broke his nose.
Oh, fuck.
And it's crazy because yo te gano a ti por 15 años, güey. Te gano for 15 years. I grew up on Rey Mysterio when I was fucking 7. He was my favorite wrestler when I was 7 years old. Meaning that 15 years later, he kind of became your favorite wrestler as an older guy.
Yeah, I guess.
I think now
he's been my favorite wrestler since I was little. since I was like, fucking probably around the same age, like 7 or 8.
Él me gana me by 15 years, I think, because his son is almost my age. His son is 29, and I'm 36, so he's right there with me.
Fuck.
Yeah. ¿Cómo se llama? I know that when he debuted in the U.S., I think he was like either 20 or 18, and I already knew him before that when I was watching AAA in Mexico because I would follow La Lucha Libre. My favorite moment, two, right? When he won, 3 moments with him right here. This became my favorite wrestler, Eddie Guerrero. I don't think you were born yet when he was wrestling because he passed away in 2004. You're probably like 2 years old. He jumped off a cage, a frog splash. I remember that. When he won the championship, I remember that. And of course, him passing away. I didn't cry because I don't really like crying for celebrities, but I know that it fucking hit me hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was 12, 14. Y se me pegó bien feo cuando falleció. He was only like, he was my age when like he passed away. So even right now that I'm 36, going on 37, I'm like, I see all these fools that pass away at that age, and I'm like, it's sad because I'm like, no vistes. Like, there's still more to live, you know?
Yeah.
Even you at 21 to 35, you still have a lot, bro.
Well, no, I was gonna say, even thinking about it now, I kind of whenever I see somebody that like dies around my age, I kind of think about that and like just like damn, you know, like I know, like, because even I know there's so much more to life because it's only the first quarter, and to have somebody lose their life around that time is just sad.
Yeah. I know that, like, for me, like, I know that I talk a lot of shit of people who die from overdose at a young age or accidents because they're drunk. So I don't kind of feel bad, but at the same time, like, I wish we could have done something more, like, speak to them. Now that I'm older, I think like that. But like, at the same time, I'm like, they made their choice, you know, like, estaban en gangs y se murieron at 24, 21, 18. Like, no one told you to get in gangs, bro.
Yeah.
You felt safe with that crew, and that crew got that, or that lifestyle, and that lifestyle got you like that.
Yeah. Definitely. I believe it's
Yes.
everybody has a choice in their consequences, I would say.
Yes, for sure. Now, your favorite thing, your favorite sport. Before that, did you do anything? Do you have any memory for skating, biking, or extreme motocross?
Not really. Well, I mean, with skating a little bit. I remember just fucking. I think it would have been Tony Hawk even.
And I think you were watching that at YouTube, right? Because
Yeah.
I think I was little when that shit happened. The 900.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have been like anything live, but definitely when I was younger, are you fucking Tony Hawk, skateboarding, all that?
No, I mean, you would buy the Tony Hawk jeans or the Tony Hawk shoes.
Fucking, if I had the money, I would have.
And then I'll bring up one more sport before we jump into the boxing for your, because I know that's where you have the most memory. Usain Bolt when he got all 3 fucking Olympics. That guy was. I love running. That's my sport. Like, if I can go back and try something pro, it would be running. And seeing Usain Bolt win and the way that he won it, God, good golly, he was amazing, bro. Amazing what he did. And to see it, I think the first one was it Beijing?
Yeah, I might have been.
Seeing it at 3 in. Oh my god. Now it's cool too. So I was like, oh my, and then I showed my dad, mira pa como gana. That guy, for me, I was like, iconic guy. I'm like, no one will ever touch him. No one will ever break his records. Not in that sequence, because he got 8 out of 9 gold medals. The 9th one, they took it away because it was a relay team. Usually on a relay team, it's 4 runners, and the 5th one, just in case one of these guys gets injured, he replaces them. So it's a team of 5. The 5th guy got tested for PEDs, and it was positive. So they removed all the gold, all their golds. However, he didn't race in any of the battles. So technically, it should count because he didn't race.
Yeah, that's kind of a gray area, I guess.
It is because I'm not saying that they didn't cheat. Well, the whole crew didn't cheat, right? Because none of them does, except for that one guy. And because that one guy was dirty, it eliminates the team. But that one guy didn't race at all, none of the heats, and that's what ruins that special 9 gold medals from the Olympics. Because you got to remember, the Olympics are every 4 years. So for him to be consistent, and one more time consistent, and to win them all, that's glory.
That's fucking crazy. Honestly, I honestly never knew about the losing the 9th one. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and technically it would be his third one, right? Because he won the 100, the 200, and then he wins that relay. So that one, then the first three-peat, that's the one he loses, and then after that, again, he wins the 100, the 200, the relay, and then again the 100, 200, and then the relay.
Damn.
Yeah, so that guy was amazing. Now, let's get into boxing. Your rent-free memories. Let's start with one when you were a child, one with you were a teenager, and then right now one at 21 or 20 or 19. Because I know that you're young, so your memory should be like between something 8 and 10, and then something from 11 and 16, and then 17 to 21.
Let's see. I gotta think of the timelines to make sure. Because when I was younger, it's gonna be most likely like, let's see, who would I have watched?
What year were you born? I think you're 2004?
2004, yeah.
All right, so you're looking at fights at 2012.
Yeah.
You're 8 years old.
Oh, shit. So, honestly, I want to say nothing really stuck in my... I feel like that's just because I was a little kid, though.
A ver, ¿cuál?
Like, I feel like nothing really stuck in my head. Like, nothing rent-free, like, boxing-wise from when I was younger.
Not really.
Yeah. But I think that's more just, like, the attention span of me being a kid and, like, just... I want to be outside playing with my friends. I don't want to, But,
yeah, I agree. Because, like I said, even when I was talking about the La Hoya Vargas, I was like, I didn't pay attention to the TV. I just like peeks on the food that was right.
Yeah.
And the way that people got pissed because the La Hoya fucked up Vargas up.
Let's see, 11 to 16 though. That would be what about fuck, I'm retarded. 2015.
Yeah, 2015 and on.
2015 to like 2019, 2020.
Yeah, so that's when you're getting all the good fights. Anthony Joshua, Triple G, Canelo, Lomachenko's active. Pac-Man, I think he still hasn't retired at that age.
Well, yeah, that would be right around even where Mayweather Pacquiao was.
Yes,
that happened in like 2015.
Moment, to be honest.
I kind of forgot about that fight, but I guess I can't consider that a rent-free if I forgot about it. But
of course, yeah, it's not.
Well, honestly, I feel like that's just because it was a little bit of a boring fight to me. But
for me, a rent-free that happens in that era where you're young is the Triple G Canelo fight. Yeah. Not the fight itself. It was a great fight. The punch that Canelo connected on the 9th, and when he wins with the freaking hook and he lands it, and then Triple G, you can tell toda la cara de Triple G goes like this, and then he nods at him like, all right, and then we go out. I was like, what the fuck? It was amazing.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably definitely one of the ones that's rent free. Not only that, but just also because of the decision and how everybody felt about it and it being controversial to some people. I feel like that also adds to it being rent free in my head. Because I like to I just like competitive fights, If it's competitive and it's super close, I love that, Let's see, what else would be? Would Ruiz Joshua be? That would be in 2020, huh?
Yeah, that's a 2019 fight.
Is this 2019 fight?
Yeah.
That would be one of the ones that lives rent free. It was the third round.
When Ruiz gets dropped, the third round. And then in the fourth round, Anthony Joshua gets dropped, and then from there on, it's game over.
Yeah, from the fourth round on, I remember that shit being just fucking. I was just in awe and amazed and just like didn't even believe what I was seeing because some fat little Mexican dude came over here, started beating this shit out of some big like bodybuilding looking black dude. You know, it was
Uh,
literally like I don't know. I didn't expect that.
well, it's like for instance, I didn't see this fight live. That's my
Uh-huh.
favorite fight of all time. That lives rent free, but I never saw it live. So when I talk about it, I'm just talking about YouTube.
Yeah,
Like I wish I could live that. And then when I heard that that was on a Tuesday night, I'm like, on a Friday, you get that fight? Damn.
that's kind of crazy, honestly.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I know that another one that lives rent free for me, that's recent. I can say recency bias would be the Wilder Fury knockdown when he got knocked down and then this fool gets up like the Undertaker. I
Yeah,
thought it was over. And I was like, oh shit, damn, they knocked him out. And then when he got up, I was like, fuck, that made it memorable.
yeah. I think even Wilder's reaction to him getting up was a little bit memorable. He looked
Yeah,
a little bit like, "What the fuck?" Like what just happened? How is he getting back up? Like because prior to that, nobody really could take Wilder's shots.
yeah. It's like another one for me. I'm only talking about recency, right? Because there's a fight you've watched more, like with myself.
Uh,
I think this happened in 2014, the Gamboa versus Bud Crawford.
oh yeah,
For some reason, that fight lives more rent free on my head than the Bud versus Spence.
really?
Yes, I maybe the beatdown was just better. I don't. I mean, is it though? Yeah.
Well, the beatdown wouldn't have been better because what Gamboa? What did
I feel
Gamboa
like
get
Bud was
stopped?
just fighting better, bro.
Gamboa was fighting the right fight. He just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes to all freaking Crawford's opponents that they weren't just good enough,
Yeah.
including Canelo.
Yeah,
Uh, pero como se llama? I from all the Crawford, I'm a big Crawford fight. The one that lives rent free from Crawford is that one.
that's interesting.
Yeah. The other one that lives rent free, and that's because I was young and I got to see him. Mike Tyson
Uh-huh.
when he had his tattoo.
Uh,
The fight only lasted like fucking one round. DMX brought out the guy, and I was like, "Ooh, we're gonna get such a banger." It was on Showtime, not even pay per view, so I was fucking excited. And then boom, one round, and that's it. I'm like, what the fuck? But then again, as I got older, I realized that was all Tyson fights, one round.
yeah.
El-
Let's see.
the James Kirkland Canelo knockout, that's a big one in my head that lives rent free when it comes to boxing.
That's fair. I think I like the Amir Khan one better though. From Canelo.
I think the reason why it's to my head a lot more is that James Kirkland was Canelo's size while Amir Khan was moving up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Como también there's even though even though it's not fucking boxing, the Aero Spence Lamborghini when he comes out flying, that lives rent free in my head.
Why does that live rent free?
I'm just fucking with you. No, I'm trying to remember if he has a rent free. I mean, Ugas when he rocked them, that it looked fucking silly, but it's not. It's just that I'm thinking of. Así no. Pac-Man's. No, not even Pac-Man's knockout when he got knocked out. No, tampoco. De La Hoya's Mallorca beatdown. That one. There's times where I'm like, I need to watch this shit. So I watch the whole press conference and then I watch the fight.
Yeah, that was a good one. I kind of forgot about that fight. That fight doesn't live rent free for me, but that was such a satisfying fight.
Yes.
Fight, really.
And for me, it's because I did get to see that one. So cuando me acuerdo y luego miro las highlights y todo, you know what? I want to watch this beatdown. And it's sometimes fun beatdowns are amazing. Look at the Dubois, this fucker. ¿Cómo se llama este güey que se acaba de marear?
Word. No, I forgot his name too. Fabio, no? Fabio.
And it's funny because that's a beatdown. Like, it's a beatdown, but the thing was that every time Fabio would land his fucking shots, it would rock Daniel. Like, it would rock him until later, ya no tenía power. So Dubois just kept running right through him.
Yeah.
The coaches should have stopped the fight like on the 9th or maybe even earlier. But it's just that every time fucking Fabio landed it, he gave you hopes. I was like, are we gonna get a fucking Rocky moment?
Yeah, I seen that. I watched that fight a little bit late, and I just remember seeing him. I think I started in the 8th or 9th round, and it was just him getting beat up. It was just bad. And but the thing was, is every time he did throw, it looked like he threw, like even in the later rounds, it looked like he was still bothering. Maybe not full on hurting Daniel or rocking him, but it was like he definitely felt the power.
Yes, y como se llaman, and I don't know if that fight's gonna live rent free in my head, but I do know that would carry a special place for my CTE fights where I'm like, you want to watch a war? I'm like, watch this one. It kind of it would have looked like a Prime Chisora versus a Prime Wilder type of fight. Like the fight that they had as old guys, we just saw it with Prime guys.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Wilder did really fuck the shit up of Chisora. Like he was just throwing and throwing, and that was fun because it was two old guys going at it, and this was two young guys going at it. Y como se llama? What made it fun is that Fabio did drop the boss twice.
Yeah, I only saw the. I know he knocked him down in the first round though.
In the first and the fourth.
Oh, I didn't see the 4th round knockdown.
And this is what's crazy. I had the Dubois winning, right? Like I chose him to, like I'm getting at the Dubois win. Like KO. I'm like probably late. That's what I said, and it happened late. There's a thing though. After round 7, when I saw this fool's heart and he was just fighting out of heart and chin, I was like, man, I want Fabio to win. Like he fucking deserves this fight. And I'm like, and I don't care if I get my thing wrong, but I mean, he all heart, bro, all heart, and I hope he doesn't go, ¿cómo se dice la palabra? Shot after this fight, because he took a fucking beatdown.
I feel like a lot of any fighter that takes a beat down like that just kind of never comes back the same.
Yeah, never comes back the same. And then of course for me, rent free, because I majority saw his fights. I want to say Lomachenko. I want to say majority of his fights live rent free in my head. Like every time I just like, let's say if I close my eyes right now, I can see the Nakatani, I can see the Richard, especially the Richard Comey fight. I can see that fool that where I think he fucked up his wrist. He was wearing brown gloves, blue shorts, and he was literally fighting that guy with one hand for 12 rounds because he.
I forgot who the opponent was, but I remember that fight.
And like when I see that shit, I'm like, it just lives rent free in my head. Like a lot of them do. But then again, I've told you guys many times that as a young kid, De La Hoya, as a teenager, ¿cómo se llama? As a teenager, was it Floyd? No, you know what? As a teenager, no tenía tanto. Más que De La Hoya is like right there to like, when did this fucker retire? 2005, 7?
Who? Mayweather?
Yeah.
Fuck.
When did he fight Pac-Man? That was his last fight. Give me a quick. Let me look it up. That was his last fight. De La Hoya Pac-Man. And people who talk shit on him, I'm like, you didn't see his fucking fights. I'm like, because that fool was a fucking warrior. I'm like, that's why he has a lot of fucking losses in his fucking record. 2008. So yes, so in a way, De La Hoya since 1998 to 2008 when I'm 18, he did carry majority of my eyes. Did I kick you out? My bad. I know I kicked you out.
No, that was me. I messed up.
Oh, you? All right. I was saying that De La Hoya retired in 2008. So from 1998 to 2008, I saw majority of his fights. Chavez was too old for me. So I would say that he would be from 2000, from 98 to 2000, that's 10 years of De La Hoya. And then Canelo kind of gets in the middle. Joshua joins. But when Lomachenko came in, I did not miss a Lomachenko fight. Like I saw that for once, and I was like, I'm never stop watching this fool's fight. If I probably missed one, it was probably like the first 3 fights. And even the first 3 fights, it was fucking Orlando Salido. So, no, I did not miss that. Gary Daniels right after that. And then after that, it goes on to his fucking badass run.
Yeah.
So
Inoue is like that for me. Where with Inoue, most of his fights just fucking stuck in my head, honestly.
And this is the thing about Inoue. The thing that I would say I miss a lot of his fights because he does when he fights in Japan. I don't want to wake up too early for his fights because I'm like, sometimes it's just his mandatory. Like I didn't wake up for Picasso because I'm like, Picasso hasn't fought no one, and I thought it was gonna be a stoppage, and then I heard it was a great fight. I'm like, damn, I missed it. But I woke up for the Nakatani. I woke up for the other fools like what's it, Luis Neri, the one that he had also in Japan, the big fight that he had before Luis Neri, the Stephen Fulton, the freaking was it Des Marias? Was it Des Marias? The other champion, what was his name? Des Marias, no, Jeez, right?
From what class? What?
122 when he became undisputed. Was it this? Oh no, it was was it Butler?
Tapales.
Tapales. Was it Tapales?
Was it?
Ah, fuck. Who was the champion? Give me a second. I'll find out right now.
Yeah.
Because I know it was the one from after. ¿Cómo se llama? It was the fight after Stephen Fulton.
Yeah, Tapales, I think.
It was Tapales?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Tapales. Oh, then Luis Neres. So, literally from Stephen. No, wait up. I think I saw the other ones before también. These Marinas I saw. Pop Butler I saw. Nonito Donaire I saw. I want to say since Nonito Donaire, the first fight, all the way into TJ Doheny, I never missed a fight until the late replacement. Yeah, the Ye Jun Kim. I missed that one. I saw the Cardenas. I missed the Akhmadaliev one. I missed the Picasso one. And then I saw the Junto. But again, that's only because they're 5 a.m. fights. Or 4 p.m. So I'm not going to wake up for that shit.
Yeah. Nah, I get you. The best part about it for me was before Amazon, where I was working, I used to go into work at like 3 a.m. So I'd wake up at 3 a.m, get in by like 5 a.m. So I like have my morning just to watch Inoue fight and then go to work.
Okay.
So I never had to like struggle with sleep or anything like that, you know.
Bro,
and then even now, like I don't really have a schedule, so I just stay up if I want to. Really.
Imagine, bro. Imagine if you were to stay up for a Shakur fight. Hey, he's a 4-time world champion. I'm not gonna give him more shit other than he's fucking boring. And I don't know, like I made up my mind when it comes to Haney and Shakur, if they're not fighting like a big name, even with a big name, bro, I think I'm gonna skip the fights and I don't give a shit. I'm old. I don't got time.
Honestly, I don't want to see any fight if they're gonna be fighting mandatories or like even people good, like for example, like T.O. Shakur. I don't want to watch that. Like I kind of knew what was gonna happen, but I still watched it, I guess, because I was hoping something different would happen. But after seeing that, I know like I don't want to see him with any top guys. Because I already know what's gonna happen. And it's just gonna be boring. It's like he can take the win. Just
and this is what some people don't understand, especially from the group chat. That I'm like, they're like, how is he boring? He was right there in front of Teal. I'm like, it's boring because he's not going for the kill. It's boring doing the same shit. 1-2, and then he moves back. 1-2, and then he moves back. And that makes it boring, bro. Like going for the kill. That we can't do shit to you. Start doing Haney. Boom, boom, hug. Boom, boom, run away. Boom, boom, jab. And Haney does try to going for the kills in like the first 6 rounds before he gets tired. So I can give him that. But I'm not interested. Like, and I know that Teal when he fights pure boxers, he sucks. But I know, like, give him Gary Daniels. Oh, that's a good fight.
Yeah.
No, not Gary Daniels. What the fuck? That's a kickboxer.
Gary Russell.
Gary Russell. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say.
Gary Daniels is a fucking guy who came out in Expendables 2. Expendables 1. Give him Gary Russell. Give him Ryan Garcia. Hi, why not? Give him fucking Pitbull. Give him who's that? Because he went to Brian Norman. Brian Norman would be a great fight.
I think Brian Norman's too big for him.
Well, Teal wants to move up to 147. That's the thing. So you have to that luck. At 147, ahorita está, ¿cómo se llama este? Gallasa. Está Brian Norman, Rolly, Devin Haney, Barrios, which there that because I know that it's resetting and a lot of guys are moving up. Liam Paro moved up. Who's he facing? Liam Paro's facing a 147 guy. Oh, George
There's-
Campbell. George Campbell's not great.
There's the other champion, the British champion, Crocker.
I
Whatever.
don't know anything about him, bro.
I don't either, but
I'm
he's a
sorry.
champion.
He's a champion. So yeah, if Rolly fights Tio, Brian Norman fights Tio, Ryan Garcia fights Tio, Mario fights Tio, those are all great fights and entertaining.
You think they would? I mean, I guess they would be entertaining, but I don't see them being close.
You think Tio watches them?
No, I think Tio gets washed.
Oh shit!
I think with how his face is, specifically with Ryan, it's gonna get busted up so bad, and I could see even a doctor stoppage from a bad cut
Right, I think Ryan stops him. He doesn't even need a doctor stoppage.
or that. Yeah. And then with Norman, the same thing. I think honestly, I feel like with Norman, if he could give him a boxing lesson, maybe. If we get like the slick Tio that fought Taylor, then okay, he has a chance.
Arnold.
Yeah, like that.
And look, I only mentioned guys who are not slick. I didn't bring up Devin because that would be the same fight at Shakur.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like Tio's in a shitty spot right now. I feel like he can't go anywhere.
He should have stayed at 140. There was better fights for him.
Not only that, I feel like
at
he
140
could actually make a name for himself at 140.
At 140 está Gary Russell, Puello, Matias, fucking Pitbull, maybe even a Tank Davis fight. Who else is there? Keyshawn. Nahir Albright, the one who's gonna fight Keyshawn. Even though I don't think he's that great, but still, I would have to mention him.
He fucked up Frank Martin, no?
Yes, I want Frank Martin.
Another one.
Even though Dalton is a pure boxer with power, so he had 9 fucking fights except Haney, Tio, bring the money, and that was chasing money.
I think he's biting off more than he can chew. I feel like with the move from 140, you can already see the big drop off between 135 and I think 147 is where he just goes to die.
I'm like, bro, you didn't have power at 140 and you run at 147 without less power. Like,
yeah,
not a good sight. And just to end this topic of boxing, because we did get a little bit into it.
Yeah,
there's a perfect fight this Saturday. A perfect fighter that you hate. No, you don't hate. I think it's a strong word, but you dislike the fuck out of him for I don't know why, and I need to know that why. So if you want to go on a rant, go ahead. And we are talking about Keyshawn Davis. What is wrong with you, Keyshawn, bro?
Everything. He's just a bitch. I hate him so much. Like I don't know, like something like there's those people with punchable faces. It's like that, and like just the way he talks and acts and just the way he moves, even it's just like, why? Why would you do that? Like for example, the way he moved after his brother lost a boxing match. You guys, all 3 of the brothers are professional fighters. Why would you go in the back and then jump somebody in front of their kids and their wife? That just shows absolutely zero respect. And they I don't know. It's just like Keyshawn's he's a bitch. That's all he is. He's a bitch. He likes to pick on people, but he's a bitch.
It's like when they sent the bananas that he thought it was the Ukrainian guy.
Yeah.
I was like, really, bro? I'm like, you can tell the guy does not know any fucking English, and you're thinking that it's him.
Man, it's because he's a bitch. He likes to pick on people. That's all he is. I mean, the thing is he hasn't fought anybody great. He hasn't fought anybody noticeable, even, I would say. The only people he's fought have been C to B level fighters, and of course he looks good. But what does that mean? That means nothing.
That means that he's just one level above them. So, okay. When he fought Baranchik beat a 3 weight class champion in Navarrete, ¿verdad?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people call Navarrete ass. Hey, he's in my pound for pound because he's doing what he's done, even if he's fighting fucking weird, right? But he's there. He's still a champion. Now he's a unified champion. So I gave Baranchik, okay, I'll give you like a B-, maybe a C+. And then Keyshawn destroys him. I'm like, okay, if you were like a C+, B-, that means that Keyshawn is a B+. When he fights Jermaine Ortiz, Jermaine for me was a B+. or no, B or B minus. He beat him, knocks him out at the end in the last 10 seconds. I was like, okay, I'll still keep you at B or B plus. I'm like, because you're right. He hasn't fought that level of opponents, right? Like, you don't know where to rate him. The only thing I can do is what Lomachenko did to Jermaine and how he struggled, even though they were sparring partners, so they kind of know each other. I'm like, and then what Keyshawn did to this fool, where did he struggle a little bit? Maybe it was boring because Jermaine kept moving around. But then again, Tio didn't do shit to him at 135.
Yeah,
and he did struggle with him.
But you gotta remember, Keyshawn's the bigger dude than Loma and Tio, so it's gonna be easier for him.
Yes, the longer reach. You're right about that. A longer reach, todo eso, bigger
and the power too.
And power.
I will say the one thing I know Keyshawn has is power for at least the C and B level fighters. You know, so he has that.
And that's where I do rate the power, right? That's how when I tell people, I'm like, when you guys keep telling me power, he get power, I'm like, who is he knocking out? I'm like, because when people say, oh, Wilder has power, I'm like, which A level or B plus guy did he knock out for you to say he had power? They bring up Luis Ortiz. I'm like, who did Luis Ortiz beat for him to be considered a B plus?
Yeah, nobody.
Charles Martin? An old boss Charles Martin?
Yeah, no. Well, you know, it's the only thing I can say about this fight coming up is the last fight he had with him. This is the only guy or one of the only guys he's gone to majority decision to.
Oh, that's right, huh? Because I think this almost had like a perfect record.
So he struggled with this guy, and I think this guy might be a slight step up in level. And I think this is kind of showing where he struggles.
So now here, you think Nahir is like better than a Jermaine?
Maybe style wise. I'll say also Jermaine. In the last fight, he did not fight how he normally fights. He was. I don't think as like mobile versus Keyshawn, and I don't know if that's because maybe the power shut that down. You know. But I don't think he was fighting the same way he fought Loma or Tio. And so I think Keyshawn definitely got off with Jermaine. Maybe a bad night, maybe just styles, whatever it was.
Well, you could be right on that aspect. You could right? Because I said this about Bohach. I'm like, either Virgil Ortiz had a really bad night at 154. I'm like, or Bohachuk had the best perfect night where everything went right, because then afterwards he looks like shit.
Yeah,
bad shit.
Honestly, I would probably just say once again, every dog has their day, you know, and maybe that's his day.
And I feel like our segments when we talk about sports or when there's a fight coming up, we'll probably do a little bit of the podcasting, that's to end it with the boxing. Keyshawn, Albright, how do you have it? Who do you have winning? Don't be fucking biased, you asshole. Last time you were, Baranchuk in 4.
No, honestly, with this fight, I would have to say Keyshawn's probably going to win it. But I would love to see a competitive fight at least, And I think slightly it will be competitive because Keyshawn's going to be mentally off his game. And I don't think that the other guy even has to play mental games with him. I think it's just the fact that he beat the shit out of his brother already. He went to the majority decision with him, and that got overturned to a no contest because Keyshawn was smoking. I feel like he has like the mental step up on Keyshawn.
And also you gotta remember that he's not with Buddy McGirt. No, Buddy, the cheeseburger guy with Terrence Crawford. What's his name?
Oh, Bomac.
So I feel like Bomac was more strict on everything.
Yeah,
like dieting, alcohol. And now that he's with his homies, that can switch a lot because now I've always said it, when you're around yes men, you don't learn shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wins. I have Keyshawn. I don't know if he's gonna stop him because he showed me that you kind of lost power at 140, and you're
Little.
probably very big at 135. It's like the Theo thing, right? Even though he did stop Ortiz, even though, but Ortiz was not at 135. Well, Albrecht is not at 130, a 140 guy. I'm gonna go with just a regular decision.
Really?
I'm gonna go with regular decision by Keyshawn. Yeah, regular decision. I don't think there's gonna be a stoppage.
Well, the other thing I will say is maybe the weight helps the other guy.
Well, look at what he did with Frank Martin, where Frank
Yeah.
Martin was strong and then he ended up weak.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't really rate Frank Martin that great. I had him as a B, so the
Yeah.
ones I outright as a B, you know.
But that's why I think it's perfect, and I think that's why the B rating fits Keyshawn so perfectly.
For now, yes, until he fights a champion, and you're like, okay, this champion's a B plus. Because again, when people say, "Oh, bum this, trash that, this, and that," I'm like, you have to give at least an extra edge to a champion, unless that champion gets straws like Mario Barrios. The thing is that the reason that I hyped up Ryan on that win, because the way that he did it, I'm like, you dropped him badly. I'm like, I thought you were gonna knock him out, and you boxed him. And every time you would land, you would hurt him. I'm like, so when I look at all these champions, I'm like a Gary Russell, yeah, I'll give you a B plus. If everyone else is a B, I'll give you a B plus. I'm like Dalton Smith, because you stopped Puello. I mean, ¿cómo se llama este baboso Matias? I'm like, and you boxed him and hurt him with power. I can give you like an A minus. I'm like, yes, I can. I'm like, and then you start jumping from there, like, okay, el otro champion B plus. El otro, okay, ya cuando miras que si realmente, como Puello has shown you that he can be a champion and a contender, a fighter. So I would give him like a B plus, A minus. So that would be like for me if it was Keyshawn versus Puello. I'm like, okay, this is a great fucking test.
You know, that's actually a pretty good fight.
Yes,
I think that would be a good style matchup.
and I don't want Keyshawn to move up. I don't want him. I'm like, stay here for at least a year or two. Get like 3 to 4 fights in. Get a belt. I'm like, ya de ahí ya te puedes mover. Don't chase the Devin Haney fight. Don't chase it.
Well, see, I don't like when fighters do that at all. Honestly, when they jump weight classes really fast.
Yeah, just for a picture.
Yeah, it's just to me it just ruins. Well, it doesn't ruin their legacy in a way, but like it tarnishes it, you know, because then you have all the what ifs. You have the what ifs, or what if he was running from somebody at 140? What if, you know, maybe Russell scared him,
Yeah,
you know, and then he jumped up to 147 because he doesn't want that fight.
it's like cuando Munguia. Cuando Munguia quedó champion at 154, he had like 4 fights at 160 or 5, and he never fought for a belt, and he moved up to 168. 2 fights later, he fights Canelo. I'm like, really? You fucking chased the payday, bro?
Yeah,
Like-
see, like that is it's just. I feel like it does tarnish people's legacies, but at the same time, I feel like it doesn't. You know, because it's hard to say, because it leaves it up to a what if.
The thing is that I'm like, it looks like either you were scared of Lara, you were scared of Adames, and at that time, I forgot. Adames wasn't even a champion. It was fucking Triple G.
Yeah.
On his second run.
Yeah.
I'm like, I understand why you fucking moved up. You don't want to fight Triple G. But you did want to fucking fight Triple G when you were young, so it doesn't fucking make any sense.
Honestly, it's probably just the money thing, because you take a risky fight like that and you lose. He lost his payday with Canelo, probably.
And then you have to restart your career again.
Exactly. So he probably saw it as like I'm right there. Fuck it. I'm going to just cruise my way.
You know, I'm not gonna say that Munguia is scared of fighters. I don't see Munguia beating Hamza Shiraz. Too big, too strong. I can see him beat him in belly, even though he's gonna fight Canelo now. I can see him beating what's the other champion? Who's the other champion? Ross in belly.
I forgot.
Munguia. Another one. There's another one which I forgot. And Iglesias already called out Munguia. Adames already called out Munguia. I don't know why he wants to move down to 160. I'm like, fool, just fight right there. Stay right there. Those are good fights.
Yeah.
Y ¿cómo se llama? I don't know if he'll fight in September. I know that Canelo will. But there you go. This is the one I was talking about. I don't think Munguia beats Lester Martinez, bro.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't. You know what? I will say I don't rank Billy or Lester that high. I know they had a war together, but I mean, you put two C-class fighters up against each other, they're gonna have a war.
I have them as B minus los dos because they showed chin, they showed grit, and they showed 10 rounds of just power punching. Like at least
but I mean, who have either of them faced?
you're not wrong on that part. And Billy fight Derevchenko and he struggled. Derevchenko was a C plus guy. And Lester, who did he fight before? I know he fought someone.
I don't really follow his career, so I don't know honestly.
Just give me a quick second. I know that he followed someone. I know that he fought someone before in Billy, and that's why he was all talked about. Probably was just talked about because he was fucking Guatemalan. Carlos Gongora.
The fuck is that?
Carlos Gongora was a guy who, like, out of nowhere, he just fucking came in, and he fucking stupid. My box rec. I need to log in, and I don't know my fucking pass thing.
I hate how they started doing that shit.
I know that I'm signed in on my phone, and I'll tell you who you might know him because I know that he beat like a name, and the way that he beat Carlos Gongora was like, whoa, the fuck happened? He beat Laron Richards, which was like a talk name.
Mm-hmm.
Ali Akhmadov, which was a talk name. He was 16, and then he went for he lost twice, one to Mbili, one to Lesser as a UD. So that's when they're like, okay, you have a level until you find someone with power, and that's when you lose. I will say this: the reason I have Lesser over Munguia, Lesser's the better boxer. Lesser's with Bomac. And I think Munguia lost power, bro. He didn't drop Rinzini, and he didn't knock him out the way that I thought. Can you say maybe El Toro tiene chin? I don't know, bro.
I mean, because I feel like it might just be the style switch up.
Yeah, he's on his back foot, I guess. But no, wait up. He's becoming more of a boxer puncher, so he's on his tip more.
That's what I was gonna say. I noticed he's not how he used to be, how aggressive and how just. I feel like that's probably where the power went, because he was still hurting him. He was able to hurt him once, I remember, and it was later into the fight.
Yeah, so we'll see how the future pans out. I know that right now we have that 145. Isn't there another fight this weekend, May 16th?
There probably
is. Isn't the fucking Usyk?
No, Usyk is the 21st, I think.
21st? The Ronda Rousey fight is this week, no?
The Ronda, yeah, on Netflix.
And that's gonna be on. I mean, I have Ronda winning. That's on Friday, I think. Give me a second. I think I'm gonna have to miss it because I'm gonna go to the movies. Yeah, well, I mean, it's because ¿cómo se llama the Obsession movie comes out.
Oh, yeah.
It's May 16. When is May 16?
May 16th is the weekend, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
That means that either we watch the Corona fight or we watch the fucking Keyshawn fight.
Fuck.
And then on the undercard, again, it's Diaz and Perry, Ngannou and Lins. I mean, it's not a bad card.
What is Nate Diaz?
Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry?
Them fucking both old as shit.
We'll see. If I get a chance to catch him, I'll watch him. I might be interested on the Keyshawn fight because I do the way you explained it to me, that how Frank Martin struggled and all that, and this fool has more abilities at 140, like physically.
Yeah,
it might be more of an interesting fight than their first time.
Yeah, I feel like definitely it could. I feel like the first fight was even like an interesting fight to watch just because how close it was. That
And,
was coming at a time where Keyshawn was dominant and
y también I think it was when both were like 7-0 or like 8-0 or some shit like that. And now they both have experience where they're both like at 16, 17 fights. So it should make it interesting. And then the psychological part that you told me, I'm like, okay, that's a big factor there. So we'll see how it goes though.
yeah.
But until next week, Scorpio, have yourself a good night.
You too.